Hey, that's right, everybody. Guess what? It's that time again. Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the laptop, it's Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
That's me. I love you.
Woo, I love you too.
You say something. I got to set the timer.
We are in
Or
Baton
mess up.
Rouge, and we had the best day. We golfed all day at the University Club, and that's the LSU
Oh,
club.
take a sip. There's bad luck to
Take
be
a sip.
superstitious.
Yeah.
By the way, to the world being a better place because of who? Brian Wilson. Thank you, Brian Wilson, for sharing your gifts, your talent, your dreams, and your amazing voice and mind for harmonies with us. We greatly appreciate it. And we know heaven sounds better today.
Wouldn't it be nice to
If we were older.
If we were older,
then we wouldn't have to wait so long. I can't do it.
Wouldn't it be nice?
I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Brian. And all y'all Beach Boys. I can't, would you stop? Just say something. I can't find the clock.
Wouldn't it be? Oh, see, you can find it easier if I'm talking versus singing.
I'm a guy. You know, guys are the ones when you're driving down the street. It's the dad that says to the children, would you be quiet? I'm looking for the street. It's true. I don't know why it's true, but it's true.
So Brian Wilson, part of the Beach Boys, and it's like, are there any Beach Boys left? I don't know. I know John Stamos. He's a very nice guy.
He's a replacement
and
Beach
you know
Boy.
him.
I do. He's a replacement
And
Beach
I don't know him well, but I know him well enough.
He's been playing, actually, he's been playing with the Beach Boys for probably 30 years.
Yeah.
He's amazing. What a great guy.
Yeah.
What a great guy.
He did a movie with Paul where Paul played his dad, and he insisted. They were very aggressive about it. And Paul did it.
Who insisted? Who was very aggressive?
John Stamos insisted that Paul Sorvino had to play his dad. And then John said, look at this, Dee Dee. And I was like, wow, it was Paul. Looked just like John Stamos' dad. It was really a picture of John's
it was a picture of John's dad. I get it.
Yeah, so...
By the way, today would have been my dad's 95th birthday. So I'm drinking
Happy birthday,
to
Dad.
my dear father up there, and also drinking to my stepmom, Sheila, who is going to be, should I give away her age? She's going to be a year older on Flag Day, on Sunday. So I love you, Sheila. Thank you for putting up with me for these 65 years. That's pretty amazing. And I'm delighted that you are in my life. And I know Dad was absolutely flabbergasted that you were in his.
Nice lady. I've had the honor of meeting her.
Yes, so, wonderful, wonderful lady. And Tough, my gosh, she's going out to Block Island. They've done that. Dad and Sheila did that for, I want to say, like 50 years.
And I won't say her age, but it is at least in the 90s. That's a big deal. Well done.
Anyway, I don't have my beard anymore because I am, let's see, by the time you see this, it will have already happened, so it's okay.
It will be like this morning or this afternoon, the same day. But the Louisiana legislature wants to recognize John Schneider because you're iconic and talented.
Old. Old.
And I think you are a big deal everywhere, but definitely in southern states. Louisiana loves you. So
wow, Louisiana has been so great. Louisiana has been great to me. The Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser has been a friend for a long, long time. Tomorrow, of course, this will already have happened as well. But we're going to my dear friend Sheriff Rene Thibodeau is having a big event that he does every year, celebrating law enforcement all over the state of Louisiana. So there's going to be a lot of folks.
Will be in one place, so we'll be safe.
Yep, they will be very safe.
From those crazy people that are writing.
They will have finally caught a Duke boy. They will have finally caught a Duke boy. But yeah, so we're going to spend a bunch of time with them tomorrow, and I'm going to be standing on the Senate floor. The Senate floor? No, the House floor. Pardon me. And she knows about all that stuff.
House of Representatives, the Louisiana House of Representatives. And your dear friend, Mike. Yes, Representative Mike Bayham, and he just thinks you're the best. So it's going to be... St. Bernard Parish, right? Yes.
St. Bernard Parish, wonderful parish. Great food. It's right there, snuggled right up next to New Orleans. And great place, great people. But I didn't want to, this will grow back. And I didn't want to, I didn't want to be on I didn't want to seem disrespectful. I'm going to wear a tie. I'm going to have to borrow one, but I'm going to wear a tie. But I didn't think it would be in good taste to show up on the floor of the House of Representatives of the great state of Louisiana, looking like Nick Nolte in Down and Out in Beverly Hills. So
Do you remember when
I was going to get my hair cut, but I don't think there's time.
You just have to get some gel.
Got to get some goop. Got to put some goop in there
to keep it under control.
You call it stuff, but those in the know call it guy goop.
Well, and guy
goop. Guy goop.
Goop.
It's 2 words. It's like, it's not grilled cheese. It's grilled cheese. It's not iced. It's not iced tea, although there's an actor named Iced Tea. It's actually iced tea. But who says it that way? Please.
I don't know anyone. So it's June. We are in Louisiana, so my hair is exploding. John's hair is exploding. It's tough.
My hair always explodes. It looks bigger now, though, that there's no hair on my face, doesn't it? I mean, I look more like.
Looks great.
I look more like like I just stubbed my toe in a light socket.
It'll be great. You look really handsome. I'm proud of you.
I had nothing to do with it.
To be honored.
I am proud.
You should be.
I'm proud to be honored. It's so wonderful. It's great. And I'm also very excited about spending time with our sheriffs and deputies tomorrow. That's going to be terrific. Mm-hmm. In fact, I am a badge holding deputy in Point Coupee Parish.
And we won't say where, but John is going to have a badge also in another place in Indiana, but we'll tell you more about that later.
That's right.
He actually gets it.
So you mind your P's and Q's. I will try to race you and then arrest you for racing me. If you're winning.
No, that's funny.
If you're winning, I will arrest you for racing me. Did I say arrest you for arresting me? Oh, well. We had a great day playing golf today. I actually feel, and I know this is folly, but I feel like something happened today where I felt a certain something where I got my golf swing almost there. Almost still shooting in the 90s. So, people say, oh, you're one of those, you played in pro-ams, you're probably really good. No, I'd have to be better to suck. But today, I think I actually sucked at golf, and I'm very proud of that. If you're a golfer, you know what I'm talking about. If you've never played golf, you go, why would anybody say that? Well, golf is hard.
It is. And we just watched 2 golf movies. Oh, no, 3. No, okay.
I watched one while you were asleep.
Yeah, well, we watched Tin Cup, we watched Happy Gilmore, and then we watched a new program called Stick, and it was so good. But it's a series.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, but it's really good. If you like golf, check it out.
If you like golf, you're gonna love it. It's on Apple TV. No, it's on Apple TV.
I'm sorry, Apple TV.
Apple TV. So check that out.
It's really good. And we've had the best week. It's busy.
Let me post one more. I also watched something while Dee Dee was asleep. I watched a movie, wonderful faith-based Christian film about golf called Best Round of My Life, I think.
Honey,
I think is what it's called.
Can I see my phone real quick? Because the representative is calling, so there may be a change in the time or something.
Uh-oh.
But continue on, please.
Well, what I was saying was that there are some wonderful golf movies out there. We watched Tin Cup. If you're a golfer and you haven't seen Tin Cup, you've got to see Tin Cup. Kevin Costner did an amazing job. Cheech Marin was hysterical. And then we watched Happy Gilmore. And of course, Shooter McGavin. Of course, the big surprise in Happy Gilmore is the fight between Adam Sandler and Bob Barker, which is hysterical. Well, and
it made me think of it when you said pro-ams, because basically what happens then, you play with celebrities. And Bob Barker had it was really the best scene in the movie when he was, Happy I won this last year. I'd like to win it again. And he's like, you suck. And then they get into a big fight.
How did you ever get it? And it's like, say it one more time, Bob. Anyway, that was great. And what else did we? In the world of golf movies, there's another great movie. Shia LaBeouf is in a movie directed by Bill Paxton called The Greatest Game Ever Played. That's
I've not seen that one.
You've not seen that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. It's fantastic. If you love golf. And I remember, it was Tom Welling that turned me on to golf. Tom is was my adopted son on Smallville, Clark Kent. And I remember the first time I ever played golf, because I thought, golf, it just looks so stupid. But I went to play golf with him one day. We're the same size, so I could use his clubs. And they say it in tin cup, I think. It's stupid until you hit that one clean shot, and it's like, wow.
John had 5 pars today. That's crazy good.
For me, that's crazy good. For you, I'm sure it's not crazy good.
No, it's crazy good for anyone. And I just have fun. When I do, and I probably have said this before, but I start anew every hole. So it's like if I had a bad shot, who cares? Moving on. But John likes to keep score and do it the right way.
He likes to keep score.
What? I keep score every hole. Every 18th hole I start anew. I think it's a pretty good system.
Well, remember in stick, I think it's in stick that there's a golfer that's no longer around that gave the advice of it's not even every hole is a new game. It's every swing is a new game.
Yeah.
So you've got to forget. That's why they say golf is like life, and they say that in this movie. It's also like racing. You've got to, and we're going to talk about drag races in a minute too. You've got to forget about what you just did, good or bad. It's just me. It's just you and that ball and that grass right now. Okay, right now, and then you hit it. And if it was great, great. If it was okay, wonderful. If it sucked, who cares? Go over there and hit it again. Kind of like life, right? So if you bump into things or things bump into you, don't carry them around, because if you carry them around, they'll screw up your next opportunity. Now in racing, see if I can do this. In racing, in every turn, there's an entrance, there's an apex, and there's an exit. And there's a line. You hear racers talking about finding the line. So if you find the line in a particular turn, and you just do great,
go
come through there. Go Speed Racer. Yeah.
Go Speed Racer. Go. I love that show.
Thank you. So if you do that and you just kick ass, this was the best anybody's ever gone through that turn. If you're thinking that when you're on your next little straightaway, you're going to miss your next entrance. And if you miss your next entrance, you are going to damn sure miss your next apex. And once you miss that, you're going to miss the exit as well.
So I think we're losing people because people who do not do that are golf. They don't know what we're saying and are probably bored. So I think we move right to drag racing. And let me tell you, that's not boring. We went to the drag race
like
in Bristol, and I thought, I thought a nuke dropped on me when first John saying God bless
Did you say it felt like the paddles were put on?
Yeah, I thought I will never, ever, ever, if I can help it, stand by a drag race car when they take off, because it's a sonic boom. It's a sonic boom. We were, oh my gosh, I can't.
Maybe 15 feet behind the rear end of this car. And I think it was for the burnouts. So they do burnouts so that they heat up their tires so that they'll connect, so they can they'll hook up so they can get down the track when they do the actual race. But I tell you, these things I had forgotten, and I don't know that I'd ever been that close to. I've been that close to a funny car, but I've not been that close to a top fuel dragster. And when this thing went off, it would. If you have the YouTube channel, you see the thing where Tony Stewart. I did a slow motion thing of Tony Stewart doing that, and even in slow motion, he was there, and then boom, he was gone.
John sang "God Bless America" at the Bristol race, the drag race, a hot rod race, and we were able.
NHRA.
Yes. And we were able to hang out with Tony Stewart, who is a fellow Hoosier. He's in Columbus, Indiana, and he's obviously a legend in racing. All kinds of racing.
All kinds of racing. Every kind of racing there is. He's unbelievable.
Nice guy. So that was fun. John sang, got to see the race and meet all the drivers. We just had a ball. And Antron Brown, he is also incredibly talented. And
he's talented, but I know, what's really amazing about him is everybody there that knew we were there because he was the one who invited us.
He did.
That we were friends of Antron. They were like, that is the greatest guy.
He is
the most wonderful guy and one of the best things to ever happen to our sport.
So sweet.
However, on that day, and I didn't know about this, you got a right lane and a left lane. Something was just not right
With the left lane.
I'm not. No, with the right lane.
Oh,
I'm
you're right.
not making any excuses, but
Yeah.
I don't think anybody all day who was in the right lane won a race unless something went wrong in the left lane.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know about that. And I heard one of the guys from American Rebel Beer from their team talking about some like quarter of an inch fissure, a crack, or some sort of a thing in the right hand lane.
So short and so fast would throw them off.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. We had a ball. The last time I was on that track, I can't remember the show. It was I think it was on the Nashville network, or it might have been the RFD channel. But some funny guys that hosted the show, and I don't remember the name of the show either. I apologize. Maybe some of you do. If you do, then post it. If you've seen what I'm about to say online or on a television show, let me know what it is, because I'd like to see it again. But they had taken a Ford LTD and painted it orange with a roller, and then with spray paint painted an O1 on each door.
Fancy.
Yeah, well, yeah, nice. And they challenged me in the General Lee to a drag race.
That's right. They were all talking about
on that track
before.
Yeah, all the folks that worked there that were there. I think it was 2006.
Oh, yeah, I remember back in the day.
Oh, you raced that car. But on the show, I said, look, that's not fair, because this is the General Lee. I'm Bo. I mean, for God's sake, don't do it. It's suicide. But I tell you what I will do. I'll race you backwards. So I did. I raced them backwards, drag raced on that track backwards, me and the General Lee, them in their hand-painted Ford LTD, and I won. And at the end of that track, I popped a 180, a reverse 180 like Jim Rockford, Jimmy Garner. Love you too, my friend. Mm-hmm. And it was a great, great time. So we had.
Yeah, they were all talking about that. I'm like, when was that? What was that? But they all knew it.
They all knew it. And our hostess, Jessica, was wonderful. Mm-hmm. The folks in Tony's tent were great. We met the, I'm sorry, I don't remember her name, but they sent us a video of this beautiful, there were like 15 female drag racers. So that's not unusual anymore.
Had no idea that the women were so prominent in drag racing.
Yep.
For you.
So we had seen this video of this beautiful blonde. She looks in the video. Like she looks like she's about 12 years old. Yeah, like in the video. And it was like a German name. She's German. She's German. But she races for that same team, and she was jumping headfirst into the General Lee, and the General Lee, that wasn't done here. That was done in Germany. There's a General Lee everywhere. But she was up. She was in the second heat in the right-hand lane. She didn't win either. On that day.
I think she won. I think she always wins. If you're able
I don't think she won that. Well, maybe. I hope she did.
I'm just saying overall, if you are able to participate in this sport.
If you're there, you already won.
And I don't believe in participation trophies.
Absolutely not.
Sport, yeah, because it's rough.
Well, they explained it to us.
You jolt from the beginning with so many G-force
or whatever. You pull six G's on takeoff and like 7 on when you're stopping.
And it goes like that. So it's like
it's 3.5 seconds.
So it's very athletic and very difficult. It's hard on your body.
One of the top fuel cars, I think, hit 330 miles an hour.
Unbelievable.
330 miles an hour in a quarter mile. That's insane. But she was wonderful, and they treated us so great. We were up in the press box for a while. We were down on the track. I saw Dee Dee. She was like, no. So, being the gentleman that I am, I said, well, then you go up there. I'm staying down here.
Let's review a little.
That's why you saw that great video.
No, after they took off, and John was laughing at me because my hair blew up, and I was like, ah! And it freaked me out so much. I didn't even turn around, and I love my husband, and we are like so bonded.
She just walked away.
I didn't even turn around. I walked very quickly off the track. I'm done. And you knew it. John's like, oh, and he was just laughing hysterically and like, oh no, she's out, because it was just so painful for that sonic boom. And it's so loud and so strong, even up in like the hose box, you
Yeah,
still feel it.
behind quarter-inch
You
glass or
still
half-inch
feel
glass.
it still shakes. It is very powerful. So hats off to the folks who drag race, because that is a rough sport, and I don't know how you do it, but bravo. We had a ball there, and everybody was very sweet to John. And
And to you,
yeah,
it was
of
great.
course,
It was
everybody
really
was
great.
lovely. But since we're on the thing about sports, I have to say, go Pacers! Go Pacers!
Oh.
Because they are in. Did I hit you?
No. It was close.
See, John always does that. We'll walk down the street, and of course, he's a gentleman.
Here, do that again. Do that again, but that way.
No.
Just do it again that way. Like up there. Okay, ready? Do it
Okay.
again. Ready? Wait. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, you look like that little clown. Stop pulling my string. Stop pulling my string.
Yeah, but you would do that with Dukes of Hazzard, right? Because you had the hair, and whenever it'd be a fake punch, his hair would fly, so it looked very.
And when it wasn't a fake punch, my hair would really fly. Was that Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
Right, I love that. I love the Rock'em Sock'em Robots. So back to the Pacers. You know,
John, they're doing great.
John and I live in Indiana, and I've always been a big Pacers fan. I love basketball. We're in the South now, Louisiana. It's all about the football. In the South, it's all football, football. But I love the Pacers, and I love basketball. And now John is kind of getting in the groove of it, because this is the first time the Pacers have been up for the finals in, I don't know, 25 years or something.
It was hard though. They were playing the Knicks, and I'm from New York. I'm a recovering Yankee, so it was. But I haven't followed much of that. I do enjoy watching basketball right now. But how about baseball? With that gentleman York? No, there was a guy.
His first name's Denzel.
Denzel. This guy is a center fielder. And this guy, if you're playing against the team that has him as the center fielder, do not under any circumstances hit that ball to center field or over the center field fence, because he was looking at that ball and somehow knew where the fence was, and his right foot went up and he pushed himself up and he caught that ball like that and almost went over the fence. And he's done it before. But then because of that, I think that was like 2 days ago, they called it stealing a home run, or robbing a home run. But because of that, they showed several other clips where people had done that. And he's done it before. That's astonishing. But there was this one guy that jumped up to grab the ball and did go over the fence and whoop, fell over the fence and somehow landed on his feet on the other side.
So, honey,
it was amazing.
Sport? I don't think I've ever really asked you that. What is your
to just watch? Sport? I mean, the one I actually play at my age is golf. So, I mean, I really enjoy watching that. I love watching Scotty Scheffler, what he's been doing, and Rory McIlroy, who's been in and out of the top for a long time, which is very rare. I think that if you've ever been on top and you slip away from being on top, I don't think there's that many people who have come back. And he has.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Amazing. But I think as far as just baseball is great to watch the highlights, but it takes a while to get to one usually.
But basketball, to go to the stadium. We're going to go to a Reds game. You'll probably sing the Star Spangled Banner or whatever. But then we need to go to a Bengals game, and you need to drive the Generally on the field because it's orange and black.
Right.
I've got it all figured out. It's all going to happen. So
I think we were in a I can't remember the name of the Mexican restaurant the other day, but we went to a Mexican restaurant, and they turned the channel from college basketball to soccer. And soccer is fun to watch, but for some reason I prefer rugby. I prefer watching rugby. But if you're going to sit somewhere and just watch something, I think it's basketball.
I love you so much.
I know. I mean, well, other than golf, golf hands down is more fun. And I can't believe I'm saying that. Because I was one of the...
Basketball.
Basketball Jones, I got a basketball Jones. But I remember sitting and friends of mine would play golf, and it was like, how can you watch golf? I mean, it's like watching curling. It's like watching people
See, I
play
used to think that, but now
shuffleboard.
that I play it,
Now that
it
you
makes
play
sense.
it makes a whole.
John introduced me to it. I do love it. I thought, I mean, they're going to love or hate this, but what I didn't like about it is it takes 4 hours of your day.
That's what I love about it, because for 4 hours you're playing golf. You're not dealing with nonsense. You're not dealing with work. You're not dealing with schedule.
I know, but before
You're not
it was
dealing
like, that was a
with
waste of
entitled
time.
brats.
Like
You're
4
just having a
hours.
great time.
But now I'm a believer. And I saw her face.
I was going to do that, but I was free. Mickey Dolenz.
Jody Ritson.
Mickey Jones sang that one, right? Did Mickey Dolenz sing that, or
and I saw her face.
Yeah, but which one sang it? I know it was the Monkees. I'm a believer.
So our friend Jody manages him, and now she's got Eric Estrada and Henry.
I think that might have been Mickey Jones.
Maybe not manages,
not
but
Mickey Jones. Davy Jones. Sorry.
Oh yeah, daydream believer and a homecoming queen.
Okay, this has become the golf bad singing show. Can I see your phone? I want to know where we are in our singing.
Sure.
In our timing.
Well,
we only have 31 minutes left.
Oh, but you know what? Also,
we haven't talked about Los Angeles,
no,
so the riots anymore
but
yet.
Before that, let's something a little more positive. So we did, or John did, 2 fundraisers for kiddos, sick kiddos. You know, like for hospitals. One was
St. Jude's. It was great.
Yeah, and the other one was for the Children's Hospital. So they found out John was in town, so they asked him, and both were so wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
So one was, gosh, I don't want to get the names wrong, because we did the Kid Rock opening, which was great, too. I mean, he was so nice. And Dennis Quaid, and here was the thing. Then we went to our home golf course, and Dennis was there again. So we saw him 2 nights in a row, which, I don't know. Usually you're not going to see Dennis Quaid.
He gave us his the sushi he didn't finish, the spicy tuna roll.
He sent us over the bar. He goes, well, my eyes were bigger than my stomach, so here you go. And then we're like, we'll take it.
We might have talked about that last week, but Dennis auditioned for Dukes of Hazzard, right? So he auditioned to play Luke on Dukes of Hazzard back in 1978, and didn't get it, and has since just wowed the cinematic world.
He's great
with movies like The Rookie, which you had shown in D.C.
at the White House, yeah,
the White House,
and I hosted Dennis, and at the time it was Mr. Quaid, So anyway, and then his little boy was like this tall. Jack,
now it's Mr. Reagan.
Yeah, So it's super nice guy, super nice wife, like just good people. And they're in Nashville. But it was so crazy that we were on the red carpet and did the opening for Kid Rock, Bobby. Yep. And then we see Dennis the very next day at the golf course where we play. So that was kind of fun.
Yep.
So Nashville is kind of a little, I don't want to say it's a little Hollywood, because that would be an insult.
That'd be an insult to Nashville, yeah.
But look, I don't think we should totally insult Hollywood, because the vision and the mission of Hollywood is amazing, but they've just gone off the rails. So now everybody's doing movies everywhere. Yeah.
We used to call Nashville, when they first started the show Nashville, we called it Nashwood. Right. So Nashwood, they've done a lot of shows there, a lot of movies there, certainly a lot of music there. But really what Nashville is, I think the reason why Nashville is such an incredible place for real estate and development and all that, and actually, my feelings about overdeveloping things, terrible zoning laws on Music Row, because they keep putting holes in the ground and putting up those damn construction cranes. But really what the biggest industry in Nashville is healthcare. There's Baptist Hospital. Healthcare, and there's also 2 major universities. There's Vanderbilt and there's
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Belmont University.
Belmont.
Thank God. Thank you.
Small,
and by the way,
it's small. That's major, but it's major in Nashville.
Well, it's a wonderful school.
But it's a small.
That's where Reba and I filmed Christmas in Tune. That was where we filmed all the stage performances were there at Belmont University.
Good movie. Cute.
Good movie. I finally saw it. It was really good. It was really good.
I thought it was cute.
Yeah. And I loved the singing together with her. She was great. I've known Reba since 1985.
Nam.
Since Nam. Yeah, we were back in Nam, Reba and I in a foxhole. No, that's World War I. Oh, damn it. Anyway, so I've known Reba since she came to Nashville.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I was at Emerald Studios, I think, which later on, oddly enough, Reba bought, right?
And why not?
And why not?
Go Reba.
Yeah.
Buy everything.
Yeah, she did.
I tried, but John's like, no, don't
She
buy
did.
everything. Don't buy every hat in the universe. Please, enough with the hats.
Really?
He gives me a hard time about the hats. But you know what? Here's the thing, and I've never talked about this, but I think I have skin cancer again. And I don't want like going, oh, I feel bad for you, but no, I'll handle it. But people will give me a hard time here.
What, you think that spot?
I do.
Yeah, but hasn't gotten any worse? It got any bigger?
I think it's changed. So when spots change, it's not good. So I'm going to get it all figured out. But some people, on our pages are like, why do you wear hats all the time? I'm so over the hats.
Oh, somebody said that. Why do you wear? Why does your wife wear hats? And I said, because she likes hats.
Right. And it shouldn't be because I had skin cancer, but that's really why it started. Because I had it.
Well, you're a very well. You got some color.
Well, I got some color, but
you're a very fair.
Yeah,
look at this.
Look at this.
Look at this. Here, how do we even do that? I'm a very dark-skinned German.
Juan Valdez
Schmidt.
Schneider.
And it's just always been that way. And I tan up like
he
that.
Does. But for me, it's a big deal. I mean, I'm burned. I mean, this is like a burn for me. So I think I have skin cancer again, and we'll deal with it. But people are so hateful, and I don't care. That's fine.
Some people are.
No. Most are very sweet and supportive. I love your hats. Because I love the 40s, the 30s, the 20s. I love kind of like the old school fashion. That's why I wear the scarves and the hats. And I like them anyway. But it all started with skin cancer. So I think I have it again. So we'll take care of it. But please don't give people a hard time if they like dress a certain way or wait, and you can have your opinion. But when you're really hateful about it, I mean, I don't care. I'm good. I'm as happy as can be with my husband and life and friends. And I know that people that do that are just kind of mean. Oh, well. But some people, and this happened one time with this lady, and she wears hats because she really is bald because of cancer. And she said, thank you for saying that, because people would be mean to me and they'd make fun of me. How can you do that? So cancer is like a big deal. So, leave it alone. But yeah, this person she lost all of her hair, so she would wear hats or wigs, and people gave her a hard time. I don't care if you give me a hard time, but when you do that to people who really are sensitive to it, that's kind of a bummer. So everybody should keep that in mind, right? Absolutely. But yeah, we'll get it cut out. We'll make it work.
Don't be one of those people. What do they call them? They're like brave on the internet, or they're brave.
The warriors, the keyboard warriors.
Well, yeah, they've got such.
Because we have to do with that. John's had to do with that a lot lately. We're not going to get into why. But if you're a follower of John, you know why. It's like, if people want to be miserable and mean, let them. We're good. We're happy. So we'll make it all work. And I have to say thank you so much to our friends and fans, people we don't know, but we like to call you friends. You're so supportive and so wonderful to John. And John's gone through, not that he cares, but it's a bit of a rough patch. So No,
it's not a rough patch. It's confusing to me. That's all it is. It's just confusing.
But because thank you for your support to John.
Yeah, thank you. I just don't understand people who lie. I can't lie. I can't lie. Before me. That's
with social media, it's easier to do.
Trying to sing an Elton John song here.
Okay.
Close the door and feel the way I feel. Doesn't that song start out with I can't lie?
I don't know that.
Or does it just sound like
before me? I'm still.
Oh, come on. You don't know this. You're screwing my head up. Close the door and scream the way I feel. Don't discard me when you see my paper on it. Is it Someone Saved My Life tonight? Anyway.
Pinball wizard. I'm just saying, look, if you want to be one of those.
What is it? What is it, Tony?
Oh, my God.
Can you feel the... I've always thought he said... I thought it was Someone Saved My Life tonight.
No, that's like from a movie. From like...
Anyway, so thank you for recognizing it. No, it's an Elton John song. Thank you.
I know, but it's from like an.
And I tell you what, I love Brian Wilson, but I have not gone a single day that I can remember since Crocodile Rock came out that I have not heard an Elton John song. I think when the smoke clears, that the single most played artist of all time is going to be Sir Elton John.
What about Elvis?
Nope. I don't hear an Elvis song every day.
Blasphemy.
No, I don't hear an Elvis song. I love Elvis. I'm talking about... That's Johnny Cash.
I know.
What is she talking about?
I love Elton John, but Elvis really.
Someone saved my life tonight.
No, I love Elvis. I love Elvis. I love Elton John. I'll take Elvis.
You know the funny thing about I love Elton John, but I don't know the words to any of his songs. Obviously.
I'm still standing better than I ever did.
I'm still standing. Anyway, where were we? Where were we?
Survivor.
So we have
like a little kid. I'm still standing. Yeah.
When did we meet? July what?
July 20th. Oh, here we go. Really? Are you really going to get in?
No, I'm trying to remember something. When did we meet? July
20th.
Why do you say it that way?
Because you know it's July 20th.
Well, I want to jog my memory. We met July 20th. Okay, all right. That's when I was doing the Masked Singer. A funny thing about doing the Masked Singer is I couldn't tell her. I think I was only in my last week anyway, but I couldn't tell her that I'm bringing it up because we almost ran into Gretchen Wilson, who won as Pearl, right? She won as Pearl. But here's something you don't know. So we met on July 20th. I had been in Los Angeles for 2 weeks. You do that when they air the show. By the way, they pre-tape the show and they air the show months later. They didn't air the shows that the season I was on until late November, December of that same year. But the only reason I'm bringing this up is that Paul was going to do the Masked Singer.
Yeah, he was.
Probably.
That was his last job offer.
Probably the same season I did, or maybe.
Could have been.
It may be why. Well, no, wait, because Paul, we met on July 20th, 2023, and Paul died, pardon me for saying this, but it was your year, right? On the 20th?
Yeah, well.
Or the 22nd?
We have all these anniversaries on the 20th or whatever.
Right, I hate to bring that up, but it's just...
I don't want to dwell on it.
No, but I was fascinated when I told her that I was doing the reason I was in LA when we met, I was doing the Masked Singer. She was like, "Oh my God, you won't believe this. You were doing it." She teared up. It's like, you were doing the Masked Singer? And
we met and he said, "Well, I'm doing this project.
Well, I'm doing a movie, because
you wouldn't tell me what it was."
Well, I couldn't. You're sworn.
I was like, "Oh, well, what are you doing?" Just like asking casually. And he said, "Well, it's something I can't really get in the details, but it's..."
What did you think I was doing?
I didn't know. I thought a movie or something.
She had just met me thinking, what is up with this clown?
She's like, "Well, I can't tell you what." I really didn't think it was porn. Because usually, because he sounded like it would be porn. Because you're like, he's being so weird about it.
Can we please talk about the LA Riot? I'm sorry I brought it up.
I know, but you were being so,
I'm supposed to be secretive.
Obtuse about it.
Obtuse. Oh, wow.
And I was like...
There's a college education talking right there. Obtuse. Better than being obscure.
No.
Like Jude.
Okay.
See, I'm well read.
All right. But, okay, so... At the time, I could tell he was hiding something. And I'm like, well, why? But I'm like, I don't know him well enough because I just met him, so I'm not going to push him on it. But I'm like, and I'm thinking, I'm hoping it's not porn. Although it would be pretty good, but I don't do porn. I don't
watch. You just said that.
I'm just saying, if someone was going to do porn, it should be you. But I don't watch porn. I don't watch porn. I think it's a bad idea. I don't watch it. I've never watched it. I think it's a bad thing for people to do. But I'm not.
Tony, the name of this episode is "I Don't Watch Porn." Oh my God.
I don't want to be judgmental because I think as an American, you should be able to do. This is making a good point. You should be able to do whatever you want in your own time, in your house. You should have the freedom to do whatever.
It pays the bills as long as it doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah. I don't get it,
As
but
long as
if
you're not
other
lying
people
about
do-
people, go for it.
I mean, yeah. So to be judgmental about what other people do, as long as you're not hurting kiddos
No,
or
absolutely.
other people or animals or whatever. But if it's not harming anyone, hey, go for it. I don't get it, but whatever you want to do, fine. I think that is freedom. I think that's America, because in other countries, if you do things they don't like, you'll be thrown in jail.
Or
Like if you
they'll
speak against the government, you'll be
cut
thrown
your
in
hands
jail.
off. Yeah,
Right.
cut
You
your
know,
hands off.
so that is a slippery slope, and that is a bad thing. So anyway, so Paul died on the 25th, and we met on the 20th the following year. So it had been about a year, the worst year of my life. It was very, 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 very sad. And then I met John, and then we met, and then we had a wonderful.
So I called you 1 year. You called me 6 months.
Right. It wasn't quite 6 months, but
That was
but
just under 6 months.
I won't say why we're saying this, but it was certainly more than 2 weeks. Okay. So anyway, but let me tell you that when people lose their spouse, it's a big deal. I mean, every day feels like 5 years, and it's very, very difficult.
Every minute is an eternity.
We have a friend named Larry, won't say his last name, but he met someone very quickly after, way quicker than us. And it was like, gosh.
Well, no.
Super quick. And now he's married and happy. So everybody should be happy. If you're able to find love after loss, thank you. I'm so glad for you. Thank goodness.
Well, if you love somebody and you lose them, then you have a void that people don't. You know, people always say, "My God, you had a once in a lifetime love," and while that's a wonderful thing to say, if you have had an amazing love and you lose it, there is a void in you that no one understands who hasn't had that. But anyway, so we met on the 20th of July, and then on the 23rd. I know I have to say
in Costello exhibit, the Hollywood Museum.
Hey,
there were a ton of people there, and we ended up on the red carpet together.
So it's fully documented when we met.
Yeah, I think it was Spain.
When we met.
Ended up, because it's like we were there, and then so we did that. And then John had agreed to do the event to honor Paul. So it's really lovely, the widower thing. And
I sang that song, but we were just that was kind of cool, you know. Oh, these people are cool.
Very cool.
And Jeff, here's to Jeff. Thank you, Jeff, for saying wonderful things. And I think that we then got, now here's something important. So we got married on July 23rd, not that year, a year later. Okay, so we met in July. July 20th. So yeah, that's a great story. We met on July 20th and we got married on July 23rd. No. Yes, we did meet on July 20th and get married on July 23rd, but it was a year later. And so if somebody out there, here's the whole reason of this. I wanted to talk about Gretchen Wilson, but since we went down this rabbit hole, I want to tell you that if you've been through what we've been through,
I hope you find love in 5 minutes.
Find it. But don't look for it. God, that's so hard to say. Don't look for it. I wasn't looking for anybody. You were. In fact, the first time we did this podcast, it was called The Morning Show, MOURNING. And if you haven't been through it, then shut your pie hole.
Yeah.
Okay?
Much. You don't get it.
Shut up.
Because it's so horrible.
It's the worst. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And I have some enemies I'd wish some terrible things on, but not this. Not this.
I mean, for me, it was easy because it's like I had such a wonderful, amazing life with Paul. John knows this.
Mm-hmm.
The most.
I see the pictures. I see him. And my God, I see the stuff.
In the world. And I still get upset about it because he was so sweet.
Yeah, I understand.
I adore John. So this is what people who want to be critical and mean, that they don't get. That you can love someone who died and they're gone. But if you find new love, it is a huge gift. This man is the biggest gift. I didn't think it could happen. And
anybody who feels it's within their rights to steal that emotion from me, shame on you. Shame. I'm just so grateful on you. And let's talk about something fun. Now, the LA riots. May I finish? Certainly. If you can find love, just grab it and hang on to it because it's so important. Without that, if love finds you, don't have anything. Without that, you have nothing. Yeah. If love finds you again, then by
it,
God,
grab it.
open your arms, open your heart. They want that. I promise you.
Every
I
morning when I
promise you.
wake up, the first thing I do is like, thank you for this man.
Oh,
I love you.
thank you, baby.
So, anyway, yeah, let's make it even more cheery with the LA riots.
Yeah, let's talk about the LA riots. Let's talk about the people who are wearing T-shirts that were printed
terrible. Yeah,
before I showed up.
In China somewhere.
In China, right? Let's talk about riot T-shirts made in America. Damn it, I don't know whether to throw them away. Let's talk about the pallets of bricks that were delivered
for the
so
show.
that people could throw them over the railing on an overpass and endanger not only citizens but then do it to police officers under the auspices of democracy. Just give me a break. And Gavin Newsom, for God's sake, what are you doing?
I think it's terrible. He's
arrest me. Go ahead, arrest me.
arrest
Well,
me.
please, Tom Homan, please,
No, but-
Tom, arrest this slime bucket.
But it's so terrible. He's just like grandstanding about it.
Where are we on the time here? Keep talking. Okay, we got a little bit of time.
Yeah, why grandstand about it, make it a thing, and and then now, I mean, we've got.
Well, he's trying. And I tell you what I think he's doing. The only reason in the world why anybody would want to keep millions of illegal aliens. They're not displaced immigrants. They're not asylum-seeking poor people, which we found out with this clown that we had to go back to Venezuela and bring back here, who is probably going to be in our jails for 20 years on our dime. And then as soon as he gets out, we're deporting him then, right? So that's probably what's going to happen. But the only reason why these people would be in support of keeping this particular demographic in the United States is that they know they have screwed up publicly to the degree where these are the only people, which in California is probably a couple of million people. Let's just say it's a million, probably a million people. These are the only people that are going to be voting for them. Because as far as I can tell, most of even the Democrat Party, it's not Democratic Party, it's the Democrat Party. Mm-hmm. They're going like, what are you doing? What in the world are you doing? Even, thank God, even the mayor of Los Angeles has now instilled a curfew at 6:00 because her city is burning down. This is not mostly peaceful. This is bullshit. This is what they said was happening in Portland, in Detroit, and Chicago 4 years ago. Or 4.5 years, whenever that was. Don't buy into it. And for God's sake, don't allow this clown, Gavin Newsom, to get anywhere near a higher position than he's already crawled himself into in the future. Please don't do that. That's what they're trying to do. And in other cities where, and I just hate to be this bold about it because I'm never bold, but where these folks, this Democrat-run cities, are protecting these people that are raping and murdering your children. Why would anybody allow that? It just boggles my mind. You can't let these people continue, I'm going to say something my dad would say, to continue to piss on your hat and tell you it's raining. Stop it. There's a better title for this show. Piss on my hat.
No, it's not. No, I rarely will veto, but I'm going to veto that. We're not going to name the show Piss.
But what do you think about this? Why are people allowing this? And not even allowing it, why are they supporting it and protecting it?
Well, I think we're finding after the USAID situation or whatever that a lot of people, that there are certain people named George that have a name that starts with S, or they pay out lots and lots of money to people in politics that they don't make that much money, but all of a sudden they're billionaires or millionaires. So I sort of feel that it's all about the money, and if they are bribed or if they are gifted or whatever you want to call it, that whenever that influences your vote or what you do, it's a bad thing. You want to have people in office that are going to do things for the right reasons.
Serve the public.
Yeah, so I think that money is kind of the situation. that they're being given money. So you need to do this. You need to do what I say when I say it. And they've got like $6 million in an account on an island for when they are out of office. But after USAID, I think that was a big eye opener that they all these people. I mean, how does AOC have
Oh my God.
millions of dollars? And she's young.
Yorktown
And
Heights, for
she
crying out loud.
well, but she was.
She's not. She hasn't. She doesn't
but
know
she-
any of her
But she was
constituency.
just elected not long ago, so they're either getting insider trader information, they're just getting money, in their account. I mean, they're just getting ways of making money. But the George S's of the world, they tell them how to do it. So then they tell them how to vote. Then you're corrupt. So that's how I hate to say it, but because I worked in DC, I worked for the president. And most people I think are good, but it just takes a few to kind of mess up that balance. So that's what I think.
One bad
And I
apple
don't
goes for the whole bunch, girl.
Oh, give
I
me
can't hit
one
that high.
more. Yeah, you can.
I don't care what they say. I don't
One
care.
bad apple don't.
But there is no substitute for hard work and doing the job that you were elected to do. You're a public servant. You are supposed to serve the public.
Well, thank goodness Trump got elected. And let's touch upon the Elon Musk,
Let's do.
Donald. I think, and it sounds like that's kind of subsiding, which is good because I love Donald Trump. I love Elon Musk. I will always pick our president. Sorry, but I will. And it seems like Donald Trump's now saying, well, yeah, I'll forgive him whenever. And Elon Musk is saying, well, I kind of regret what I said. Well, great. Because they are too, hey, this happens. Like the robots you
Shake
said.
hands, the rock'em sock'em
The
robots.
rock'em sock'em.
Shake hands and make up.
Yeah.
Now, there are people saying, oh, this was just publicity. No, I don't think it was publicity.
I don't think it was. I want them to be friends.
I think they had a legitimate, each of them had a legitimate moment.
Yeah, I do too.
And it's like, well, this is not the best thing. They're not saying this is not the best thing for our friendship. They're saying, this is not the best thing for the people of the United States of America.
When you are in that high of a level and you're talking about countries going down, and you're talking about nuclear war, and you're talking about
God, Iran, this whole it's
so much pressure that at some point you might explode. And we've all had that with relationships of people that we care for or whatever, and you explode. And then you say you're sorry. Okay, well, that's life. That's life. But that's life at the highest level. I mean, look at Marco Rubio. He's doing such a great job.
Yeah.
And he and Donald Trump are like, we hate each other, basically. I don't want to put words in our mouth. But it wasn't good. But look how wonderful it is now. So, things like that happen. That's life. Sometimes you make mistakes. You make up, break up, make up, break up, make up. So it seems like for me to make up.
And I think the best example of that, he's been too busy to have any sort of arguments with anybody on the right side. But Tom Homan,
I knew you were going to say that.
I think if
he doesn't argue, he goes, you're arrested.
And how about what's her name?
See ya.
Well, gosh, we just the
my
woman
God,
in the red
that
coat.
Red
coat. She was wearing a red coat.
Oh.
How funny is that? She was wearing a red coat.
She was beating up the ICE agent. I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, that's crazy.
She is eligible. Congratulations, you're eligible for 20 years in jail. Now, apparently...
Honey, how much time do we have?
We have a minute or 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Okay. Apparently, and I'm not sure how you get a judge, but apparently that particular case pulled out of a hat a Obama-appointed judge. So chances are she's not going to have 20 years. But I hope that she has something, because you cannot assault a police officer. No. You can't do that. And as a human being, you can't just go out and make up shit about people and put it out there. And what's that other one in California on the megaphone?
Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters, my God.
Who, by the way, is also another millionaire. What have you done to be a millionaire when your salary, and the salary is already pretty decent.
What's her salary? Is that like $170,000 a year?
That's pretty damn
What's
good.
wrong with that?
But she's
these are the people.
Millionaire. These are millionaires. How are you getting your money?
Many times over. My God.
So I appreciate...
At least have the decency to hide your hypocrisy.
I appreciate Elon Musk, starting that.
Oh, that man's lost billions of dollars protecting us. Thank God for Elon Musk.
That it seems like that they're kind of making up. People have fights all the time and make up. That's life. That's fine. I'm glad they're making up.
Yep, I think it's great.
Sounds like they're doing really okay. One more thing I always try to mention is our 50 state tour.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
50 state tour, the Happy Birthday America tour, the 250th birthday of our country.
What is the high dollar word for that?
Sesquicentennial.
Sesquicentennial.
Yes. So please keep sending your suggestions because there are some states that we've had no suggestions. This is not a concert tour where we just go to a place and make money and just
do the same show over and over and over.
No, we're not doing that. We want to hand carve each event. It could be a poem, it could be a bowling alley, it could be archery, it could be a concert, it could be anything. But we want to have that local flavor of each state. Where do you think we should go that's historic, that's interesting, and features your state?
In your state, yeah. Where in your state?
Here's a perfect example. Very quickly, we just went through Illinois.
Yes, we did.
And
we
we
went through
found
Metropolis.
the perfect
I
place.
think we talked about that. Anyway,
Yeah,
we'll talk about it again.
But I want to talk about it again because that is a local flavor. Metropolis,
Smallville, so wonderful.
Dean Cain will be there this weekend, by the way. And then next year, we'll be there. And it'll be more towards the end of the tour. But we're kicking off in Madison, Indiana, our hometown. That'll be the full band. That'll be amazing. But we don't, but we.
And then the full band and I are going to, that same day.
Technically
the same day, we're going to be in Dunlap, Tennessee.
Yes.
The same day, playing at like 6 o'clock in that great venue that Cody, I think, built by hand. I think Cody and his buddies, probably the band.
So at the stroke of midnight,
probably Captain Kurt probably built that whole venue.
At the stroke of midnight, we're going to kick off the tour in Madison, Indiana, and it'll be a big extravaganza. I will use that word because you use that a lot.
Absolutely.
And then that next night,
we'll be in Dunlap, Tennessee, and then the next day we'll be back in Madison, Indiana for the regatta. Now, not singing or anything. We're just going to watch it. If you don't know what the regatta is, then go to Amazon Prime and watch a movie called Madison with my old buddy Jim Caviezel. He's wonderful in that movie, and it celebrates the town and showcases the town. We have 5 seconds left. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much. Remember, be outspoken. Don't let anybody piss on your hat and tell you it's raining.
Please give us suggestions. The dogs are barking. Again, for the 50 state tour, whatever state you're in, please give us suggestions.
I'm in a New York state of mind. Love you.
Love you.
Mean it. Thank you, Tony. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Uh-oh.
We're going to have to refill.
Mm-hmm.